Hey guys, so a while ago I did my DNA testing through Ancestry.com. Um, yeah, I just wanted to come on and share my results with you guys because I think it's really, really important for Black Americans to do this test to find out what country or what countries they come from, and just to see what else is in your genetic makeup. Okay, so the one that I did is the one from Ancestry.com. It's more of a general makeup of your DNA, but eventually I do plan on doing the one on African Ancestry.com, which will narrow it down even more and tell you exactly what country your mother and father come from, or which tribe anyway. So yeah, let me just share those results with you guys. Even though I did this like a long time ago, it's still so exciting. So my results were I am 88% African, which I was so excited about. I think that's actually a pretty high percentage for someone born in America. The most of what I've seen have been somewhere in the 75 region, but 88 is pretty good. So within that 88%, I have almost a perfect split. I have 38% Cameroon, I have 34% Ghana, and 9% Nigerian, and then a 7%, which is like trace regions, Mali, Senegal, Benin, Africa, South Central hunter-gatherers. I have no idea what that means. And then African Southeastern Bantu, which I thought was really interesting. My mother and I have both done a lot of research on the Bantu tribe, so I thought that was very interesting that that was in there. But most of the 88% is Ghana and Cameroon. And I was not at all surprised about Ghana because I am obsessed with Ghana. Like, that is my favorite country in the whole world. I love the food, I love the clothing, I love the music, the movies, everything about the different cultures. And I've always been like that my whole life. I love Ghana. I actually grew up around a lot of Ghanaians and was, yeah. And actually, my mother and I have both been told many times that we look like Ghanaians. Actually, the specific tribe we've been told are the Ga people. So, yeah. And we all have the gap in our top teeth like they do, just the way that we're built and everything. So was not at all surprised about Ghana. Cameroon, on the other hand, is the one of the few African countries that I know nothing about. So, now that I see that, I'm going to have to actually do some more research on it. And I think once I do the other ancestry test, that'll tell me like the actual tribe and everything, I can do more research into those people. But I'm assuming, since it's pretty much split evenly, like one of them is my mom and one of them is my dad, and I'm pretty sure the Ghana side is my mom. But like I said, when I do the other test, it'll show. So Nigeria, 9%, but that's still not that bad. So the rest of it. I also got 1% America, which is a Native American. I was very surprised to see that show up because most people, well, for one, there are actually a lot of people in America who are of some Native American descent. There's a lot more than people like to give credit for, but because people have to remember that Native Americans were not well documented, so there isn't a lot to draw from when they're doing these DNA testing. So I know a lot of people who literally have like their grandmother or their great grandmother that they know is Native American that they've met, and they'll do a DNA test and it'll still not show up. So I don't know of anybody in my family that's even remotely talked about, us having Native Americans in our family. So when it actually showed up on my test, I was very shocked, even though it's just 1%. But I mean, my family is from Virginia, so I know that there are and were a lot of people down there in the area of Virginia that we're from. I still was pretty shocked about it, but within all of my results, I only got 9% European. and I was very happy about that. That's a very small amount, but it's really strange. You would think that the European blood in me would be like Great Britain or something like that. No, it is all Russian, which doesn't make any sense. Northwest Russian, 9%. Like, who did that? How did that even happen? All of the European blood in me. The rest of my results are all Southeast Asian, Pacific Islander, like that whole entire region. It's the strangest thing. I have Asian trace regions, Central Asian and East Asian. I got Pacific Islander, Polynesian, and Pacific Islander, which I could have sworn was the same thing, but yeah, there's a lot of it. And that really, really surprised me more than anything. I mean, I don't even know how that happened. Well, for one, I could have swore the Polynesian people were of close relation to, if not the same people, as Native Americans. I could be wrong, but I mean, that's always kind of what I thought was true, that they kind of migrated here over time, or that they're descended from the same people. I mean, they look a lot alike. So I don't know. I was kind of thinking that maybe that was the same thing anyway, but it's really, really interesting. And then what's even more interesting, after I read that, I went and did some like research and looked at pictures of older Polynesian women and whatnot, and I swear they look like my grandmother. I saw this one woman who looked just like my grandmother. So you never know. It's very interesting. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm super happy that I got 88% African blood. And like I said, I'm going to do some more research on Cameroon. And as soon as I can, I'm going to do the other tests too, so I can narrow it down even more and know the actual tribes and everything. I'm so excited about that and excited to share that with everybody. I think it's super important for us to do this test because, you know, knowledge of who we are and our cultures is one of the main things that was deliberately taken from us during slavery. They wanted us to forget who we were, where we come from, and to forget our culture. So I think now that we have the tools to, you know, get that knowledge back is super important. So yeah, and it really didn't cost that much. It was $100 for this test. The other test that I'm going to do is $300, I think, which is nothing. I don't think that's nothing for finding out who you are. So I recommend that the rest of you, you know, anyone else who can does it. You know, plus it's just kind of cool to see, you know, what you're made of genetically. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more like